Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. My name is Frida Sapphic.
And I'm Claudia, and this is Dragopedia.
This week we are talking to the incredible Ivy about TikTok, cancel culture, creating a niche, and cosplay. A what?
A recreational playing field.
And you've just had to walk past it in full geesh?
No, in my front room window, but who's outside playing football? All of the boys that live near me, and I can now hear them talking, saying, she's fit, isn't she? So I'm going to get shagged after. So now I'm going to go get shagged after this.
Aye!
Hey!
Hi, Claudia.
Hey.
Hello, everyone. I'm Frida Sapphic.
Hi, everyone. I'm Claudia Gabor.
And welcome back to our podcast where we talk about all things drag, do's and don'ts, and shite.
And yeah, do's, don'ts, people you shouldn't have done, people you want to do, trends.
People, do's and don'ts, people who you want to do, people who you're doing it with, people who you should never do again.
Oh, please. Plenty of them. And can I just say another quick word of advice?
Aye.
We all know it is still Corona season and there is a new strain. Can people stop spitting on people's holes, please? This will stop the transmission.
Yes, please.
Stop the virus.
And I don't know about you. I don't know when this is going to come out. Maybe by the time this comes out, we know who the winner of Drag Idol is. But I don't know about you. But I kind of want to finish Drag Idol this year.
Yeah, I would love to get it finished as soon as possible. If
I'm not going to lie. If Chris Howe messaged me and said, Frida, we're doing Drag Idol tomorrow, I'll be like, aye.
Right, okay, I'm coming.
See you there.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Nice. Aye, okay, cool. See you there, babe.
Yeah, cheers.
But aye, everyone, welcome back. A new week, a new episodes.
This is true. A new choker.
A new choker. I haven't changed, but you know.
No one needs to know that.
No one needs to know. How's your week been, Claudia, by the way?
It's been really well. Do you know what? It's been really good. I've had a really good week. It's been fab. I can't complain. Well, I can, but I'm not going to.
You know what?
It's been again lots of penis.
Good.
Off the same person.
Same.
It's not off like a multitude of people. So I'm controlling the virus.
Ah, well done.
I'm just doing my bit. You know.
So yeah, I've had a very good time, to be fair. I haven't there's been a few bits of, stress here and there, very tired, but all in all, positive week.
Well, yeah, this is what it's about. Let's all have a cup of positivity.
A nice start to the new year, I say.
Yes.
And
big smiles.
We started off the year with not to get into politics, but we started off the year with Boris announcing a new lockdown, some absolute hooligans destroying the US Capitol, and Jeffrey and Kanye fucking. So
can we all talk about that? Can we talk about the horrendous gays who were so thirsty over that Nazi Duck Dynasty guy?
The who? Is that the guy with the fur?
That one. It looked like a very, very poor rendition of Les Mis when they stormed that White House, didn't it? I was like,
very that, yeah.
It was like, it's like Duck Dynasty Les Mis. It was great.
That's very this podcast. Like we'll mention horrible events that have happened in the world. But did you see that guy that was dressed like that fucking guy from Les Mis?
I mean,
and some it
was all the thirsty gays. That the White House is getting stormed, but we'll take a load. It's like, okay.
This week is very, very special because we do have a very special guest, Claudia. Do you know who it is?
Oh, let me guess. Is she plant-based?
She might be plant-based. We have an absolute icon, TikTok legend, famous in every sort of aspect, the love of my life.
It's me.
Claudia, you the other love of my life. But no, please welcome to the stage. It is the one and only Miss Ivy.
Yeah. Quietly over there.
Oh, you wouldn't have. She's like a little church mouse, isn't she?
Look at her.
I had like my little Switch going, little Nintendo.
Just waiting to.
Claudia, you're making us jealous, man.
Hey, you missed the first one.
Claudia's got a tits out again, everyone. Honestly, if you're not watching this YouTube video as well,
you need to watch it.
You really do.
Do we need to? Is this like 18?
You're only getting half the story. Probably.
I'm hoping YouTube won't censor it.
I hope so. Well, I went to put a little video on Facebook and I got censored for them.
Aww.
Well, Facebook is owned by Tories, so you know.
Exactly.
That's not fair. I just wanted to have just one little, like, just hanging out.
Just a little here home.
Ivy, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Ivy. I obviously, and I am a female drag queen on the Newcastle scene, who won Vamp's Tits.
And don't forget it.
2019. I won't let you forget it. I'll be.
Neither will we. Let's get t-shirts.
Yeah, I like being gross a lot of the time. Yeah, I think that's
Talk about your first performance in Vamp's Tits.
In Vamp's Tits, suit. There was no theme, so it was just do what you want. And I was like, okay, what do I have kind of in my repertoire already that I can just bring up? And I did Swine by Lady Gaga mixed with Peppa Pig and
Claudia's brand.
I mean, I am all for that.
Exactly, right? Well,
Claudia heard pigs and she was like,
I had like little clips where it was like, I like jumping in muddy puddles, and I had like cake, like chocolate cake mixed with like milk in like one tub and just bringing that all over the stage, and then made myself be sick at the end of it. It was great.
And then drag it.
I love that. That is drag. That is drag.
That is drag.
That is drag. Just be gross as possible.
Absolutely iconic.
People will live for it, no matter what kind of drag style they're into. If you're gross, people will be like, "Oh my god, yeah!"
But that was the moment that everyone.
Well, you've made the final, Frida, so there must be some truth to it.
Oh. Exactly. But yeah, that was the one that everyone was like, Ivy's won Vamp. She's done it now.
Yeah, it kind of kicked off from there, didn't it? Yeah, because Vamp works in the way that if you're top 2 that week, then the top 2 have to do a challenge to win. So, and it's not a lip sync, it's really, really, really disgusting stuff. So I had to go against the other person of that week, which was Bailey Bubbles, and eat a raw lamb's heart. It was great.
Oh, I don't think I could do that.
Sick.
To be fair, it didn't taste bad. The texture was really weird, though.
Yeah, it would. Would it be like? I imagine it would be like really tough, but really not.
It was easy to bite into, but then it was kind of a tiny bit slimy, and then a little bit stringy, and then when you got to the veins, like the big veins, the aortas and stuff, that's when I felt a bit ill, because it was like biting into a tube. A tube of flesh.
Should me and you do that next year, Claudia?
Oh, I don't know if I could do that. I'll come over all funny after that.
Well, then just don't win.
Just don't win.
How can I do that? I'm a kebab.
But here's the thing: when the winner's announced, the winner then picks who goes home out of the bottom 2.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that's harsh. That isn't it?
Very harsh. Very, very harsh.
It's insane.
Very harsh. Very, very harsh.
It's insane.
Oh, imagine that though.
I know.
Yeah. Imagine us having to do that on the Idol stage.
I'd send your ass packing straight away.
Honestly, you'd be the first person. I'm like, these two are gone. Both of them.
See you later, Claudia. Bye.
Bye, love you. Bye.
Bye.
That would be terrible.
But people have to like pretty much snog each other to send them home, though. You have
to kiss them to send them home.
It's just an excuse to kiss you, Claudia.
Where do you kiss them?
On the lips. You have to kiss them on the lips.
Which lips?
You do.
Do you kiss them on their lady mouth?
Their lady mouth. Yeah.
Their lady mouth.
Their lady mouth. Yeah.
As if you have to do that. I think I might join next year.
I'll be
Let's do
judging
it.
week
Let's do
1,
it.
so.
Yeah, do you know? Shall we do it, Frida?
As a duo, though.
Yeah.
Is it the first vamp duo?
Yeah, it will be.
There you are, first vamp duo.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So as much as like she's a really big expert on Drag Idol and probably Drag Race as well, I'm a huge expert on Dragula and Bamba's tits.
Oh, well, there you go. See, we can just pick Ivy's brain.
Mm-hmm.
We could not tell nobody like you did for Drag Idol, and then we can just win.
Right, everyone, keep it between yourselves. Everyone.
Yeah. Everyone who's listening now has to be surprised.
Just
you have to forget.
Ivy, how did you come up with your name, your whole aesthetic, your whole thing of drag?
So Ivy came about because I am a huge nerd, and Ivy stems from Poison Ivy, the DC character. And my aesthetic is varies very much, because I kind of love the idea of one day turning up to the club in just full medieval gear, like hiya,
very Game of Thrones,
yeah. Or like really gothy and kind of alternative, like I love like plaid, tartan, spikes, all of that stuff, but also very sometimes cosplay is a big thing,
and we'll touch on that. We are going to touch on that, but how did you get your start in drag?
I started by going to Rue Girl shows in drag, obviously, because that's
as we all do.
Yeah, we're all guilty of that, aren't we?
You're like
following them around, screaming the names.
You watch Drag Race and you're like, I can do that. And then you go and see a Rue Girl show. But my start, my first time performing as a queen was in Edinburgh in Scotland, where I competed in a show called Wig Wars, and I got eliminated first round.
And what was the song that you lip synced to?
I lip synced to Call Me Mother by RuPaul. That was my first ever performance.
She's an international queen.
Oh,
yeah.
She's an international.
She's crossed the borders.
Yeah, and then I think my career kind of started in Edinburgh and then is now currently in Newcastle.
Mint. And then soon.
That's quite the journey. Miles have been covered, haven't they?
What do you think is like?
Miles have been covered.
What do you think is the main difference between like the Scotland scene and then this scene here, Newcastle?
Scotland is very much more performance based. There is shows at least 4-5 times a week.
Yeah. And
in different bars, and you can just like there's just shows everywhere. There's even shows on the straight scene. And I don't know if it is anymore because I think the bar got shut down. But yeah, there's shows on the straight scene, and people go, and the show starts at like midnight, and you just go and entertain people. Oh. Whereas obviously here it is more DJ, shot girl, based.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? You're kind of walking around with a bottle, or you've got a mic in your hand, and you can only do so much.
Yeah.
And then you've got a playlist to get through, and it's like, right, okay.
Well, that's the thing. Like I always say this when these Bob and Monet came to Newcastle, and their dancers from that show came to the pod after the show, and Gladys was DJing, and and I was talking to them, and they turned to me and they were like, "So Queens here just like choose their own songs and just perform them?" And I was like, "No, Gladys isn't meant to be performing. She's literally the only queen that will meant to be DJing, and she just performs it instead." Yeah,
she'll perform it for you.
Yeah,
like, that's my favorite part of like Gladys's job. That she does anyway, because not all the queens who DJ do it. She just puts on a song and then just starts lip syncing it, and I'm like,
yeah,
come on, guys.
Yeah, we all love a free show, don't we? We all love a free show.
Like that's so smart though. Like you're given a slot to like DJ and put music on for people, and you're like, but I'm a drag queen. I'm meant to be the center of attention, so they're here to watch me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
Like she has the whole bar just looking at her.
Yeah, and then just that's it. She just takes over that place, doesn't she?
Yeah. which is absolutely amazing. Yeah, I do. Really
which is our jobs, and that's what we're paid to do.
Exactly.
It's just a shame that we don't get the opportunity as much as we'd like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Or that there's no venues that have cottoned on to what people need and what people want.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of venues out there, I won't name names, but Queens. There's a lot of venues out there who will like say, oh, we're not going to do cabaret shows, we're not going to bring drag. And I'm like, no offense, but drag creates money.
But they've also named them queens, so I really don't understand the correlation of not having cabaret.
Yeah, that's just like false advertising, isn't it?
Yeah, but if Queens are listening and want to book me for a cabaret show, hit us up.
I mean,
I'll entertain you.
Booked and blessed. Booked and blessed.
I'll absolutely entertain you. I had another question. Wait, hang on. Claudia,
I did have a.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had it in, but then we have spoke about this. Stacey Recht from Instagram, who is Dixie Normus's drag daughter, has said, "How hard did we find Drag Idol as an overall experience?"
Oh.
Because I was surprised I've done Drag Idol as well.
She's doing Drag Idol.
We can all talk about this. We can all talk about this.
I did Drag Idol the year before you guys did.
You know what, right? I didn't really find it that... I mean, I did find it stressful in some parts, but I think it was because I had planned everything that I was going to be doing week by week. And so I already had ideas in my mind. So, like, my Fierce and Fabulous number, I ended up just adapting it to fit 90s and so on and so forth. Yeah. I think really the only week...
Adapt and overcome.
Yeah, I think the only week that I properly struggled was probably... I would say like the most recent one I did, because that number has changed so many times and I would literally pull my hair out. It wasn't until I think the day before where I was finally like, okay, I've got it now. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
But I think...
Well, that's what I said to her, because it's been postponed that many times. It's been... Yeah. It hasn't just been a straightforward thing. It's not something you can plan because we've not known. It's been out of our control for the last 84 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I said, it wasn't necessarily hard. It was just quite. It had its trying moments because of the gaps.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I remember messaging Gladys, I think, like Sunday morning, and was like, for my Ellen number, I was like, do you have a blonde pussycat wig? And she was like, no. Why do you not have one? And I was like, no, I don't. I'm doing Ellen like tonight, and I need a blonde pussycat wig. And she was like, I thought you were prepared. I was like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Gladys.
I feel like Amazon Prime becomes your best friend when you're in Drag Idol because you have.
Yeah. Oh, it totally does. Doesn't it? I mean,
something you like next day delivery.
The amount you track them guys from DPD is unreal.
Oh, Gladys messaged me like just after week 1 of Drag It, I think it was like the day later, and she was like, "You will cry, you will sweat, you will want to pull your hair out.
Yeah,
you will want to die. Do you have Amazon Prime? You will spend loads of money." I was like, oh my god,
all of them are true.
Terrible, isn't it? It's awful.
I would like to know what it feels like to be on a larger stage, because I did Drag Idol when it was still at Switch, and it was like a little cardboard box.
Oh yeah, they did that,
and it was
it was tiny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so small. There's not much. I mean, there's space there. You can do what you need to do, but I would like to experience Drag Idol on a stage like Powerhouses, even though it's not.
It does make you feel like that bitch, though, doesn't it, Claudia?
Yeah, it does, and I think maybe it's because with you being higher up as well.
Yeah,
you do feel a bit like. Look at me, bitches.
With Drag Idol at Switch, you are risen, but you're not risen high. So like the audience are kind of like really next to you.
Yeah, it's more intimate, isn't it? In Switch, I find, especially when I've been to see it.
Yeah, I mean, when bars come back, and when I get to perform if I ever get to perform in bars or whatever, I really enjoy the whole like audience interaction part of drag, like getting up close and personal with people. I mean, obviously you can't do that now with COVID, but like I like that whole personal side of it and like bringing them into the number as well.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like they're a part of it. So that's the whole downside of Powerhouse, is that it's too far away. But at the same time, like, what a fucking good stage. What an amazing stage.
It is a good stage to perform on. I mean, obviously it is bigger than the Switch stage, but it is still quite narrow, isn't it?
Yeah, so I've been on it. It is quite like skinny.
Yeah, and there was a couple of times I felt to myself, right, bring it back in a little bit. I couldn't go as big sometimes as I would necessarily have wanted to.
Yeah.
Because you are very aware subconsciously that you are in 8-inch heels and there's a 3.5 foot drop.
But like when I started Drag Idol, it wasn't until my week of Drag Idol that I was like stood there in Powerhouse looking at the stage and looking at the judges' seats and everything and going, oh shit, I'm going to be on that stage in like half an hour.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. It
was awful.
Real? You know what I mean? It didn't.
I would have hated to have opened that week, to have been the first one on your first week. I would have just crumbled, I think.
Yeah, same.
That was me. So
oh, was that you, Ivy?
Yeah, first week, first on, and it was horrid. I remember thinking, I looked at the sheet and went, "Fucking knew it! I knew it!" Like it always happens to me.
I'm always last. Like I was always like in the second half.
See, but I think that's a good place to be in.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're fresher in memories, aren't you?
You are, but then you can also watch people and you're like, right, what are they doing?
That's true. Yeah.
What can I do?
That's what I mean.
What can I?
Yeah, you've got them. Now? Like you've got them comments, haven't you, at first to kind of rejig, I suppose, mentally your own number.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I remember watching, like I remember being before Tesco the first week with that really good number, and I remember being before you in the semi-final, and I think probably most people would probably see how well you've both done and gone, oh shit, that's maybe even more nervous. To me it was more so like, oh, they've done really, really well, I just really need to go for it next time to really be memorable. That kind of pushed me a bit more. And I think with loads of people dropping out, some people being forced out, but loads of people dropping out of Drag Idol this year, it kind of like, I don't know, for me I was like, don't drop out, like I need a competition, I need to compete. I'm not competitive, but like just to a degree, but I do still want someone to compete against, you know what I mean?
Well, this is it, isn't it? It's like, like you think,
you want to win, you want to have that thrill of,
you want to have the struggle as well.
You want to
because it makes it because at the end it makes everything that you've achieved so much more, it tastes so much sweeter, doesn't it? Because you've been out there and you've battled and you've performed and you've competed against God knows who, and then when, like you say, when you get that, it's like, my hard work and my blood, sweat and tears have finally paid off. And then and then you get someone who shags 12-year-olds and nastily.
We'll address that in another episode, or even later in this episode. That whole drama and how that, like, I don't know, affected our year.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, I think, but also, like, carry on with that question though. I think probably my eyelashes like drooping like crazy, but whatever.
This one is, I can't. I've got Bell's palsy. I'm like, I can just see it out the corner of. I can see it in that little square there. I look like I need a patch, like, so I look like Gabrielle.
But I think probably one of the most stressful parts about Drag Idol, genuinely, was giving stuff to Chris and going, "Can you please put this at the side of stage?" And like having trust that it was going to be there.
Yes, that is true. I remember being like, right, I need this, and this. I need this on the table, this on the seat. And he was like, right, yes. And I was just like, please, God.
I was like, Chris, like, my microphone is going to be there for my number, right? Like, it's going to be there. And he was like, yeah, it's fine. And I was like, Chris, where's my microphone? Is it on? He was like, yeah, it's fine. It's just there. And I was like, it's going to be on, right? I do need it to be on. And he was like, yeah. And I was like,
I was looking for that pasty, that I was like baiting Gloria and Penny with. Yeah. It was behind Chris's booth on his chair. Like, that's like your snack. That's their corned beef pasty.
Like, oh, Claudia's really nice. She just gave us a nice little pasty to eat.
Yeah, and I was like,
Aww.
Chris, that's my pasty.
Like,
have you just smashed my pasty, Chris?
Like with people like Tesco and Teresa, who were like prop queens of their year of Drag Idol. I mean, we only had like the most minimum of props. I remember like my coronavirus number probably had the most props I've ever had to do. But like,
yeah, my Sound of Music one was quite prop heavy.
Yeah, like, but even then, I don't know how they survived. Like, because I think if I was them, I'd be stressed the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm very particular with where things are placed. Like, Chris, like, put this table down on in my Boris number, put this table down. And I was like, is that okay? And I was like, no, it needs to be just a little bit to the left. Like, nah, I can't have that.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, Teresa, for her Brexit number the first time round that she did it, was she had like pictures on the Drag Idol little banner thing, like full on set.
Yeah.
And I was like, you must have been stressed making sure that like Chris had put them in the right
place. I mean, I must admit, for when it actually happens again, one of my final performances is very, very, very prop heavy.
Yeah. Just a little insight.
But then I'm not using them.
Right.
So I've kind of done it to where, there's a fucking shitload of props, but because they're not necessarily with me.
Yeah. But also,
I'm kind of.
He doesn't take notes. You know what I mean? Like, he's not there with a pen and paper. Like, okay, so this needs to go to Claudia. It's all in his mind. Like,
he just writes down what you've got, and then just you get there, and it looks like a fucking jumble sale.
Yes,
you're
isn't it?
Okay.
It's like, right, okay, Chris is holding a raffle.
It is literally that, though.
The Drag Idol auction.
I think that was probably, genuinely the most stressful part about Drag Idol. Making sure everything was there and just perfect, so that, because I don't know about you, but I feel like, but with me, when I was with my props and putting my props like elsewhere and everywhere, I was like, if something is like one step out of place, the joke's going to be missed.
Yeah, because it has to be fluid, doesn't it? You can't just walk off
for something on the stage.
Like,
give us a minute.
Exactly. You can't
like me. That was I watched week 5 back in the day, and then there's me. I have to walk off stage, and I'm going, hang on, and by the time I've shouted "bear with" 3 times, even I don't want to say the joke.
I know. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, right, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I didn't make it to week 5 of Drag Idol my year. I'm very glad that I didn't, though, because I don't know what the hell I would have done for live, because I'm not a live queen. But I mean, Vampers Tits had a live week, which was it was something else. It was atrocious. I don't know how I managed to get through, but it was like we had to do a ritual on stage, like a satanic ritual. And we got given like a basic, like not basic, but like a detailed like thing of what our ritual entailed, and we all got ritual. And I didn't know what to do with mine, so I just kind of made it into a drag queen story time ish kind of thing. And
see, I like that though. I like when people take a different edge on things.
Yeah,
it was terrible, but I got through.
Well, you still won.
I still won.
You still won.
They were probably like, well, we can't send Ivy home. Like, that's just not going to happen.
They would be.
Yeah. There's going to be riots.
There's going to be someone there about to throw hands. But we're going to address the elephant in the room. Why, when, how did you start TikTok?
Oh, so I started TikTok in March time, April time, last year, during the first lockdown anyway, as everyone else has done, started doing TikTok, and it kind of just blew up, and I was like, okay, this is a thing now. So I went from like 2 followers, and because I've had TikTok since 2019, but I didn't post anything until like March, April time, and Went from 2 followers in January, and now I'm currently at 68.4 thousand followers. So 68.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, someone get her start on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Let's just say that.
Right. Why isn't she being snapped up?
Currently, yeah.
Give her an Oscar.
2021 goal is to get to 100k. Hopefully that'll work out.
But you kind of found a niche with it though. Like,
yes.
No one was really doing, not to sound so delusional, but no one was really doing what you were doing on TikTok. No one was doing drag and cosplay. Yeah,
it started off with just drag, and then I kind of went into doing drag cosplay, which at the time I think it took a while for people to get it. Like, you're wearing too much makeup to be Bellatrix.
Bellatrix doesn't look like that.
And then love the kids. And then they kind of slowly got it, and then from then people are like, oh my god, I reread the books and you're the person who I see as Bellatrix, and I'm like, cool.
Yes, see. Fuck you, J.K. Rowling. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. So my big thing is like, obviously I do Harry Potter content on TikTok. However, my argument is that I have a big following of younger people who are probably under the age of like 16, and they see J.K. Rowling as this massive person, this inspiration in life, and if they see J.K. Rowling sprouting that hate, then they're going to think the same way. But if I have
they're going to think it's okay and it's not okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and if I have a following, if I can teach them why J.K. Rowling's wrong, or just at least tell them that J.K. Rowling's a bitch, by dressing up as Bellatrix or Narcissa,
or
Umbridge even, because why not? And they listen and they're like, yeah, actually this is wrong, and I'm going to change my viewpoint of it, then I've done a good job.
Absolutely. Because they're so and it's also the other way, isn't it? Because they're so impressionable by by who she is. They're going to take that as gospel, because
because I mean,
for as accepting as they are, they're so influenced.
Oh yeah, yes. When I was like at the age of like 13, 14, I was listening to celebrities who I like idolized, and it's like, oh my god, yeah, that's so true. If like I've had comments as well being like, so why is J.K. Rowling the bitch? And I'm just like, so here's why. And like just them out, and then they go, oh, okay, I didn't think about that. So yeah.
If you
I totally agree.
Yeah, at least
just
live your life. Live your life that you can at least educate one person, change one person's view. Yeah, then you've done your job right. I'm going to say like not all my content that I do about Harry Potter is based around calling J.K. Rowling the bitch, but like you will get videos every now and again being like, so this is wrong, this is why, and follow her, block her on all platforms, because the larger the voice that you're going to give her is like, that's it. Then like the whole of the
Harry because people still listen to that hateful spiel.
And I think most everyone who I've seen on TikTok in the Harry Potter community has kind of just disowned her. They're like, right, we've reclaimed the art from the artist. And like,
I must admit, I've been more interested in more fan-based Harry Potter fictions and artwork, as opposed to, I don't really want to necessarily give the studio or her any of my hard-earned money.
Exactly.
Well, I was
but fan art and fan fiction, absolutely, all day long.
Yeah, definitely. That's the whole point of like what I kind of do online. We do. I was supposed to say, hang on, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to say. Oh yeah, I always say that it's still okay to like Harry Potter. It's still okay to not like Harry Potter. No one's going to judge you for either or. Just don't go buy the official merch, because there are so many like smaller online stores that does round about the same thing as equally as good quality, and all the money goes to them. And just don't support her. Don't listen to her words. Don't give her any form of attention. But
absolutely kick that bitch to the curb.
exactly.
I'll make her bite the curb and stand on the neck.
Exactly, yeah. But we also have many trans people within the Harry Potter community who've reclaimed the fandom as well. So it's not just like cis people who are like, I'm still doing Harry Potter. There is actual like trans people within the community on TikTok, especially, who are creating content. And
well, that was part of the reason why I genuinely couldn't understand how she was being so vile and transphobic, because for me, even reading the books, I was in senior school, but I was like towards the end.
Yeah.
But I was still unsure of my sexuality, and then that whole hiding in this world where you're not accepted, and then you've got this world where it's totally meant for you.
Yeah.
I took that. For me, that was not a euphemism. What's the word? Like it was like a parallel universe. I took it as like it was what we were like, kind of like living through, and I thought this is like for obviously the normal world, and then that was your acceptance, and I think people found that, and so that really resonated with me when she started getting up her own arse and talking absolutely bollocks.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the same thing as well as it's happened with RuPaul as well.
Exactly.
Of like people will sing high praises of RuPaul, and yes, he's done amazing things for the community, like what J.K. Rowling's done. J.K. Rowling's done a lot of really good things, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, they're not keeping with the times. RuPaul is still yes, RuPaul's got a trans man on Drag Race, but he's still saying that women can't do drag. He's still saying that yes, Gottmik's on Drag Race, but is that really drag? Like, he's still spouting a lot of hate towards people, and I think as long as you are like supporting the individual queens, the individual kings kings are never going to go on that show. Trash. Yeah. But like, as long as you're supporting the individual queens and kings of that show, which I think people do anyway. No one's watching the show for RuPaul.
Yeah.
I think if you're supporting them individually, and I think really, I don't know, it doesn't really matter what people like him or J.K. Rowling say, as long as you and your own bias is like understanding that drag is not just cis white men, it's many other people, and it's like the history of drag expands just what RuPaul says it is.
This is it, isn't it? People have been dressing up as other people and other things since long before a white man decided to put a dress on and claim it.
Exactly.
Like,
I always say Dolly Parton's doing drag.
Oh, fully.
Dolly Parton is lashes out here, wig up to the ceiling, like sparkly costumes. Dolly Parton's in drag. So if you can sit there and say Dolly Parton's in drag, then you can sit there and say every single that me and Ivy are in drag. You can say that, like, you know, I
absolutely.
But yeah, I think if anyone ever, I don't know if I saw this very late at night. I was on a Facebook scroll and I got myself really angry. RuPaul did an interview about Gottmik being on the show, and it was like I didn't read the full thing. But I did see the comments, and I was like, really angry about it. Basically, RuPaul said that he has an idea of what drag is, but the kids have a different idea.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Did you see it? Mm-hmm. And I was like, but then I looked at the comments and I was like, I really shouldn't have looked at the comments, because it was all cis white gay men. Like,
exactly, I thought exactly the same, and I thought, you're only saying this now because Gottmik is totally. She's Gottmik's been. I think she's there now because it's just talking.
Yeah. That's what which
is
not
because Rue wants her there, like as a queen, but it's just to shut everyone up now, I think.
Yeah.
Or to be like, look, I am changing. Yeah. But it's not enough change, is it?
But then again, Gottmik is a fierce performer and an absolute thing.
Oh, amazing.
Does fully deserve to be on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a shame that the leader of the show, and pretty much like the leader of drag in many people's minds, is not really accepting.
Yeah. Because
it's kind of already against her before she started.
Yeah, because again, like JK, Rue has this massive influence on people, especially a young generation of gay men who will watch the show and be like, that is what drag is. and then we'll have the nerve to come over to me or Frida on a night out and be like, you're not a real drag queen though.
Yeah.
And we're just like,
you better get my face, bitch.
do you want a kick in the face with like Kevin stiletto? Thank you.
But you know, if again with this podcast and with anything and with like Ivy's TikTok and whatever, if we can't change everyone's minds, but if we can educate at least one person, then that's our job well done.
Yeah.
Even if I don't even necessarily want to change the mind. I just want to broaden their mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if you still think that, then that is cool. That is totally up to you. But just know that we are still valid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that everyone that's different to you is still valid and has still got equally as much right to be here and to do what they do as much as you do.
Yeah. What RuPaul says is not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
It might make it a lot harder for me to keep doing what I'm doing, but it's not going to stop us.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not. Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Yeah. But what a cheerful conversation that was.
Started off with me being like, hi, I do this on TikTok to fuck them.
Fuck him.
Hello, it's me, Frida Sapphic, just popping in with a little ad break to tell you all about a little show that me and Ivy are doing tomorrow, 13th of February, all about Valentine's Day. Do you like cabaret? Do you like Valentine's Day? Do you like cabaret shows about Valentine's Day? Whether you love Valentine's Day or hate Valentine's Day, this show is for you. Tickets are still available on Eventbrite. Frida and Ivy's Valentine's Bash. Go to our social medias, that Queen Ivy and Frida Sapphic, to learn more.
How have you found the reception being from like other people? Like, do other people sit there and say, "Oh, cosplay's not drag," or like, you know, is it sort of that kind of thing of is cosplay drag? Is it not? Like, how do you?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that makes sense.
The question is kind of like, would you consider cosplay as drag?
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
So like not just me as a drag queen, but like someone who doesn't do this is a drag artist. Yeah. This is a really difficult question, but I can understand where people's viewpoints are coming from because you are dressing up as a different character and you're doing all this stuff. But for me personally, I would say cosplay and drag are kind of two separate things.
Yeah.
Because before I did drag, I still did cosplay, but just not with the heavy makeup or whatever. But for me personally, I would say no, because I do cosplays out of drag, and I don't call it a drag cosplay. I just say, I just do cosplay.
Yeah.
So I guess it is a little bit difficult one, but I also kind of see drag as, it's my own character.
Yeah.
You're not becoming somebody else that's not you or a part of you.
I would say because my drag is kind of like a heightened version of me, and it's kind of my own queer expression. Of course, anyone of any sexuality can do drag, and that's totally valid. But it is my self-expression to do drag, and some people might not feel comfortable as a cosplay person who doesn't do the heavy makeup being called a drag artist as well.
Yeah. That's
that is totally, that's a fair point. I can say that
because I wouldn't class myself like 5 or 6 years ago as a drag artist.
And because you obviously started out doing cosplay when you were younger,
yes,
and now you transitioned to drag. Before you did TikTok and all of that, was there any sort of inkling in your mind of, oh, maybe I can combine the two, maybe I could dress up as Wonder Woman in drag and do a performance?
I've done that. I've done Poison Ivy.
A couple of times.
Yeah. She is in my repertoire of like outfits and stuff. So I would happily merge the two before TikTok and before all of this. I would happily merge the two and definitely have done. I've done Mario, female Mario, as a drag performance with a tiny car. And it was like, it did like a little tiny car. And then obviously Poison Ivy. And I don't know if I'd done anything else character-wise before lockdown. I don't think so. I think that was it. But again, I would be happy to merge the two.
Yeah. Cool.
That is camp. Because so would you say that the difference mainly then is performance?
Kind of.
Is that why you necessarily would that play a part on somebody who does cosplay and not kind of drag, but they necessarily want to get into it? Would you say that that's a big part of it if they wanted to do cosplay as drag?
Yeah. I mean, if they want to do cosplay as drag, that I'm all for that. I'm happy to give them any hints or tips. Because again, you've got like different variations of drag. People do just makeup and like bedroom queens, which again is totally fine. But again, I would say the main difference between my cosplay stuff and my drag stuff is performance. I wouldn't get up on a stage in just cosplay without all the makeup on and do
yeah
that makes sense.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah, but could you see yourself doing a performance? Well, I guess you already have done, haven't you? I was going to say, could you see yourself doing a performance of Bellatrix, but you've already done that
online.
Yeah.
I did a full 4-minute number ish online.
Yeah
during lockdown. I would love to do it on stage. I would just have to figure out how.
Is there any sort of like advice that you can give like new TikToky people?
Yeah,
that wanna. I like saying TikToky people. I don't know why.
TikToky people. Do stuff.
It's an umbrella term.
It's an umbrella term. Yeah. Do stuff for you, but don't worry about the likes and the views, because like you'll grow steadily. But don't do it because you want the views or you want to go viral, because that's not how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
You might be very, very lucky to have a viral video as like your first video, but I haven't had a viral video. Like the most views I've ever got on one video was like 300,000, and that was after like months and months and months of doing it. Do it for you because you enjoy doing it, and don't mind about the likes or the comments or anything, even if people are mean, because people are going to be mean, because it's
that I was going to say, you get that in everyday life though, don't you, with everything. Unfortunately, opinions are like arseholes and everyone has one, don't they? So.
And it's going to be worse as well because they're behind a phone screen, so they're going to feel brave.
I was going to say they can be hard then, can't they?
Yeah, exactly. But you just kind of block them, brush it off, or if you really want to fight, you can have a fight. But
because that's the thing, like your TikTok journey, it was like you were going, and then at one point there was just this massive like incline, wasn't there?
So it was steadily growing over the course of from about March to about November. I was steadily growing to 40,000 followers, and then over the course of 2 days I got 10,000 followers in 2 days.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know how that happened. I don't know what happened, how it happened, but I managed. And then I think from then it took us about a week to get to 60,000. And then suddenly there's been a big drop of how many people are following us per day. But again, I was expecting that to happen because everything happened so quickly that it's leveled itself out now. So it's really slow, but getting there.
Yeah.
Still on the up.
Still on the up.
I have a question for everyone. So us as drag people and as you as TikTok as well, we have this very strange level of fame in the sense that we can walk into a bar and people know who we are, and we can be on the Drag Idol stage and people know who we are, and we'll have people come up to us asking us for pictures because they liked our number and whatever. But as soon as we're out of that either particular bar or just we are 2 feet away from the drag scene, or even for you, like you're 2 feet away from just like that whole TikTok audience, you are suddenly just no one.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you just because it's like once the lights are out, or it's like you're on your own, aren't you? And it's like these people don't know who I am. Or it's like it's in a way for me. It's kind of, if I go to Newcastle but I'm not in drag, not really many people are like, oh, there's Claudia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you kind of feel a little bit incognito, which is, it's so weird because you're like, you know these people, you speak to these people every single day, I just walk straight fucking past you. Like I even had a fight with Delonco over a tea cake.
It's very like Hannah Montana, isn't it? Like one day people will be kissing your feet, and the next day the same people will just not have any clue who you are.
It's wild. It's wild having this weird celebrity status, but not being an actual celebrity.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Like, especially you will have people messaging you saying that either you're an inspiration, asking for your PO box to send your fan mail. On our birthdays, you had people sending out gifts. Like, the fuck. Like, you'll have people like fully like idolizing you, but at the same time, like people like my mom don't know who you are.
Yeah, well, I go to work. I have a normal day job, and people at work, they know what I do, but most of them are just like, all right, cool. Whereas like you've got like people on TikTok or Instagram DM and being like, oh my god, I love you so much.
That's the thing, yeah.
And I'm just
like, it's crazy, isn't it?
It's intense. It's intense. I think some as it can be, but it's a good
But how have you found that to like, I don't know, you've mentioned it was intense, but how have you found that to like, I guess, not get caught up in it in a sense?
Yeah,
because obviously like 60,000 people or so much people will know who you are, but also everyone else probably doesn't.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in the idea of you're that bitch. You're that bitch. But I think you've got to remember that 60,000 people isn't actually a lot of people when you think of it in terms of a city or a country.
It fills arenas.
Oh
yeah, it does fill arenas.
It is a lot of people, but then I think at the end of the day you've just got to realise that not everyone is going to know who you are. You're like, well, I may be that bitch online, but in real life I'm just a normal person with a job.
Yeah.
And
I feel sorry for them people. We don't know who we are. That's the middle-aged straight people, isn't it?
I think the best moment I've ever had was while I was in work. It was like one of the first couple of days being back after the first time of being on furlough. Because, surprise, I'm back on furlough. One of three times I've been on furlough now. My manager came over, running over, one of the managers on the floor, and was like, oh my god, your TikTok is amazing. And I just went, thanks. I was like, okay, thank you. And
Get me out of here.
I was like, I need security. Funny but weird. But even then, it's also a weird sense that like you get to a certain level, but people will only talk to you because they think that they can get something out of you.
Yeah.
So, for example, I'll get someone messages and be like, how do I get likes on TikTok? And I'm just like, I don't want to message you about that. I don't know.
Do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
Exactly, yeah. You think, just do a fucking video and someone will like it. That's how you get likes.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it? Just do a video. Someone will like it.
Yeah. If I wanted to tell you how to get likes, I would have made a video about it. But I'm not interested in that. Like, I'm interested in talking to people with similar interests. Like, don't just message us and be like, hi, how do I get likes?
Yeah. People who are out on the beg. I hate beggy people.
I know. Yeah. Same.
Isn't it? They're just there for their own want and need.
Yeah. Disgusting.
It's not for me.
But if you could, like, say someone had a gun to your head and they were like, either never do TikTok, never do TikTok again, never perform in drag again, like in a bar, what would you?
I love a stage too much.
Okay.
I love a stage.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing quite beats that feeling, does it? Of being standing on a stage on a weekend, it's a packed place.
Yeah.
You know, and you just get that. It's that like that rush of adrenaline, isn't it? And you think, oh god, this is what it's about. Like, it's just about having fun.
Because that's what I miss the most is doing online stuff is great.
And all those little emojis.
The little emojis, but physically hearing a scream or physically hearing a cheer is...
That's it, isn't it? You just want to, just give us that round of applause. It's it's quite sad.
You know, when we came back after lockdown and every single, like, that bar was pretty much packed and every single person in that bar... Oh, that's another thing, sorry, quick side note. I walked up to the security guy on the door with the, like, knit sheets of paper and everything, and he was like, for Drag Idol. And he was like, do you, like, are you here to, like, see the show? And I was like, no, my name's Frida Sapphic. like, hello, I'm in the show. Like, do you not know who I am?
I've done that once.
Let us through.
I was like, I just walked up, I just went, my name's Frida Sapphic, and he just went, okay. And I was like, I'm in the show, I'm performing. He was like, oh, 1 second then.
I've done that once though. I've done that once too. About I was out of drag and I went up to Pink Room and the bouncer was a new and he didn't know who I was. And he was like, have you got any ID? I was like,
that happened to me in the yard.
And I was like, I'm one of the drag queens on the scene. My name's Ivy. And he went, give us 1 second. And he went inside the bar and someone must have told him something. He went, yeah, go in. So I didn't have the ID. I didn't have my ID.
The people, because I never get IDs because you get to know the bouncers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, there was a new bouncer on the yard. There's never been a bouncer on the yard. There was a bouncer on the yard, and that happened to ask for ID, and I didn't have it. And they were like, "Do you have any ID?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just here to see Penny Arcade, like upstairs." And they were like, "I need to see your ID." And I was like. She knows who I am. Like people know who I am. Just go ask the barman. Like he knows who I am. Like I am 18. I swear to God, I'm over 18.
It's awful, isn't it?
I know. I was
it's awful.
To be like, do you not know who I am? But
it's
like,
so funny. It's so funny because you think you're like, I'm never going to be that person who says that, and then you do, and you're like,
I know. It's like, have I really just had to knock that line out? It's like,
oh my God, I've
just have to do that.
I guarantee there's always somebody there to hear you say it as well, isn't there?
Oh God, yeah.
But do you not remember, Claudia, like that time coming back after the lockdown and the bar was pretty much packed in Powerhouse, and like literally when you were on stage, everyone just wanted to laugh, everyone just wanted to have a good time, and so I personally think that was probably the best night ever for Drag Idol. Like their audience was.
I do. Yeah, I think maybe it's because it was everyone was just so like pumped to be there, weren't they? And to actually see it again and have a laugh and just to see other people.
Yeah.
It was I was so surprised at how many people were there and how busy that bar was.
Yeah.
I thought, we're gonna get. I thought even if it's 10 or 15, I thought that's amazing.
Yeah.
But not to the point where every table and every chair was full.
That's the thing. It was literally every single table because I didn't really. I mean, obviously, I'd brought people in for free to be like my helpers, but I didn't really know of anyone that had bought a ticket. And so then to see
I didn't.
rows and rows of tables, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be a good night."
I feel like it was probably the busiest that the bar had been since it reopened.
I do. I think it probably had because literally every seat was taken.
That's wild.
I think that's the thing. Like everyone just wanted to be entertained, and then I think so. Then as soon as you came on, as soon as I came on, everyone was just having a good time, and the audience was incredible. And it made us want to keep doing better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was it, wasn't it? It just I couldn't put that fucking microphone down.
Exactly. Well, I know. I saw.
I just kept going and going and going. I was interrupting their comments.
Yeah.
That's the thing though, like an audience just eggs you on. Like they get a cheer and you're like, oh my God, okay, let's go for it, guys.
Let's keep going.
Yeah. Once I called Penny a fat cunt once, that was it. I was like, right, okay.
Like I remember doing my Boris number and it was literally like while I was on stage, I was like, oh, I don't think this is a good idea. I think I'm going to get cancelled. This is it. I'm done. And it wasn't until like cheer after cheer of like the different bits of gags that I had. It wasn't until that final moment that I brought the head out that I was like, oh, this was a good idea. People aren't going to get upset. It's fine.
This is it. I think everyone just, there was so, then they wanted to be there as much as we wanted to be there.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what
made it.
100%.
Absolutely. And that's what made it for me.
Remember the first episode when I was like, we'll not talk about Drag Idol. Yet here we are.
Yeah. Again.
Full circle. Yes.
What are your dreams and aspirations for your just TikTok career with drag career in general? What do you want to do? Money's no object, time's no object.
Money's no object, yeah. I would live if I could do entertainment for like if I could quit my job and have enough money to 100%. Do entertainment, rather that be on TikTok or in real life. Because I'm making money, a very very little amount of money through TikTok now, but like as your profile grows you get more money and I'm just like, what the fuck. But I don't want it to, I don't want to not enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it to turn into a job where I'm like, oh, I've got to do this now. So but I think just to keep working. Like I just love being on a stage. I've kind of hit an area where within drag where I'm actually quite happy, but I would love to. I don't know how I could excel. There's areas where I could excel. Like I really want to be fair. So I really want to produce my own shows. Do that kind of thing in real life once lockdown's over on a stage, because I've done it online and I loved it. So I'd love to take that into real life. But again, like working with like fucking amazing queens and being able to like be friends with them is I'd love to be able to do that more. That's what I like about it. It's the stories and the memories as well, more than anything. I think isn't it? Because everything's just so much wilder. I think when you're in drag, and the stories, and it's just like I mean, the camaraderie as well. I like of it. That's another thing for me.
That's the thing. Like queens and kings will get to a point now where they don't want to go out in drag if they're not performing. Whereas me, I'm like, no, it makes it so much more fun.
Same.
It makes it way
that
more
was like fun. A few weeks. Yeah, I was like, right, I'm going out in drag tonight. And they're like, are you working? I was like, no, I'm just going out in drag.
I just want to go out
because it's fun. Because it's fun, and why not?
There's some nights where I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna go out, but like most like in drag, but like most of the time I will just go out for the fun of it in drag.
Yeah,
it is fun, and I don't think you should lose that sense of fun. Because as soon as you lose that sense of fun, that's when it becomes a job that you don't like doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
When you start
that's it. It becomes a chore then, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's exactly. Yeah, it becomes a chore rather than a fun.
Than a pleasure, and that's what it should always be, I think.
If you like, it's a question for both of you, but like, if you didn't have like, say you didn't have TikTok, you didn't have like online shows and things that you were doing. I know you do like the tiny quiz, right? Sometimes. Yeah. Like if you didn't have that, do you think during lockdown you probably would have gone, oh, I'm not going to do drag anymore. I can't be bothered.
It would have become few and far between. I probably wouldn't have done it as regularly.
Yeah. I would have got very complacent, and it would have been like, oh, right, maybe I'll do it, or I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll do it tomorrow. And then sometimes you have to force yourself. I think sometimes if I do feel like that and I'm like, oh, I don't really want to do it, I'll just force myself to do it, because once I'm in drag, I'm like, right, ready to go, let's do it.
This is it, isn't it? Because once you're ready, aren't you? And you fight fit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you love it.
Yeah. Do you have any stories of like nights out in drag or anything that is just like I mean, I am asking both of you, but by Claudia, she's got a roll of it.
Yeah. I've got quite a few actually.
I would love to hear.
There was the time I died on a petrol station forecourt dressed as a mermaid at 4:00 in the morning.
Stunning. Lovely.
What else I've done? Oh God. Right. What can I and can't I say?
It's a free game.
Oh, right. Well, in that case, I was DJing at Sapphire's, and it was a Saturday night, and we had this. It was a straight male partying, and it turns out they were all firemen from Preston.
I'm not ready for this.
So I shagged 4 of them all together throughout the night.
Of course.
And I'm not even like, I will tell you the end of the story privately, but let's just say 3 of them got forced out before the last one.
Okay. Lovely. Okay. Mint.
And there was lots. I needed lots of tissues because I still had a shift to get through. No lie.
Like during your shift?
Yeah.
When? Like
when I was at Sapphic. When I was at Sapphire's.
Like where? Like behind the DJ box? Just.
No, well, if you went downstairs, there was Ivy. Will know because Ivy's been at Sapphire's. So when you go downstairs, and there's the male and the female toilets.
Yes.
There's also a changing room.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, that leads to the cellar.
You're down the stairs in the changing room to drop off bags and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, so where that leads to the cellar in that little bit, just in there, right near the office.
Incredible.
Well, against the office door anyway.
And it was like, next one.
Yeah, but then I'd go upstairs, but then I'd go back to the DJ box, and my lipstick would just be like smudged like everywhere. To the point where I just used to have to go and like keep putting my lipstick back on all the time.
I don't understand how you can have sex in drag.
How?
Yeah.
Oh, I had a skater skirt on, so I wasn't tucked. So I just put a hole in it. I just ripped a hole in the back of my tights. No, that is no lie.
Oh well, my story's not as exciting as that.
Okay.
So it's been a well-known thing that I've been compared to Jade from Little Mix.
Yes.
So we were out in the yard one night, and I was in full drag because I was performing at SNL that night, and there was a guy across the way who was like looking at us, like staring, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's gonna be one of those chasers in it.
Yeah.
I accidentally like made eye contact, and I shit myself, and I was like, fuck. So he kept coming, he came over and he went, I know your secret. And I just went, what? Like, okay. And he's like, you're Jade from Little Mix, aren't you? And I just thought for a minute, because it wasn't the first time that it happened, and I just went, yeah, I am. And here's the thing though, he started to cry. And he was like, oh my God, I love you so much. You've saved my life. And I was just like, I went too far. And I ended up getting a drink out of it. But I was...
Well, that's the least you deserved. You saved his life.
Yeah, exactly. But then again...
The least you should get is a drink.
The worst part is that he was really drunk. So he then went up to Gladys, who was DJing. He went on stage and went, that's Jade from Little Mix. And Gladys went, no, it's not, you fucking like, that's Ivy, the drag queen. And he was like, no, it's Jade from Little Mix.
Full on showing Gladys photos he'd taken as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then,
Christ.
Because he got a photo with us as well.
Oh.
And I was like, tag us on Twitter. And he was like, and then he went and told Mother as well. He told Mother, and Mother was getting so angry at him because he wouldn't leave her alone. And I was like, what about
that's iconic. That is iconic. I love that.
Is there anything in the drag scene that you I don't know, is any part of drag that you hate?
I hate superiority, if you get what I mean, where someone thinks that
I forgot to talk about that, Claudia, last episode. I was going to talk about that.
Someone thinks that they're better than someone because they're more successful in quotation marks, because success is defined by success is different in different people's eyes.
Absolutely.
I just hate people who put people down for maybe because like some people don't think they're like, oh, you're only a successful drag queen if you're working, but some people might just want to do it for fun.
Exactly.
Successful at that.
Yeah.
So I just hate that side of drag.
And people who
the whole bitchy cloak and dagger kind of side, isn't it?
And also the whole thing of like, oh, this is my bar, you're not allowed to perform on it. This is my thing.
Oh, I hate
it.
And I'm just like,
it's like, we're all meant to be together. Like, what are you doing? This is
like
our space.
That's why I think we've all got into this for the exact same reasons.
Exactly.
So there's absolutely no need for any bad feeling or for nastiness or anything like that. Which is rich coming from me, I suppose.
Who's your favourite and least favourite queen?
I'm not gonna say least favourite because I'm not that kind of girl. I don't like drama. Favourite.
I actually didn't say my least favourite, to be fair.
I did.
I don't know.
Say it, do it.
To be fair, Gladys is up there. Like, Gladys is one of my favourites.
Man, Gladys has got. We'll put a little tally chart right here on the video.
Yeah.
Gladys has 2 points.
Yeah, I will agree with you there. Like, Gladys is top notch. Like, knows how to work a bar. Is really, really nice. It's shady, but in a funny way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, she says it's still a joke, even though you know you've been read to fucking death.
Yeah.
And you've been destroyed, but you still can't help but laugh along with her.
Yeah. There's shady in a bitchy way, and that's not cool.
But also, she's one of those people that, like, if she's offended you, then she'll apologise straight away.
Yeah.
Like, she's shady, but then if she knows that she's offended you, then she's like, oh shit, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's not nasty, is she?
Yeah, exactly. She just wants the best.
She's not a nasty person.
Yeah.
Bless her. I hope she's listening. If she's not listening, then we're changing our minds.
Yeah. We'll take them tally off. We'll take that tally away.
Yes. What's your favourite trend and least favourite trend in drag?
Okay. My funny thing is that we went to Drag World, didn't we?
Yeah.
Blair St. Clair got asked that question, what's your least favourite trend? And she went, I hate it when people draw on like the tip of the nose but a shape, a highlight shape. And I was fully sat there with a heart on the end of my nose, like
I was like, fuck off.
Anyway, so my favourite trends. This is a really hard question. I'm trying to think of all the different things that have been done.
It is hard.
It is hard.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do like a good highlighter popping.
Oh yeah.
That is good.
If your cheeks don't look like metal, then
Don't
I'm not interested. Even though I'm sat here with no highlighter on. Least favourite. I'm trying to think of what was a trend. Claudia, you mentioned about crimped hair. I actually have a crimped wig in.
Oh, she does, and it's massive.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll have to show you it. It's one of my favourite.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you how you can do it, because I did it myself. Just separate the wig into little plaits and just plait the entire wig.
Yeah.
Then boil it and then let it dry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then it'll come out crimped.
Mini plaits.
Yeah, little plaits about that big.
Right, that's what I'm doing now. So it's like, this is what I'm doing tonight. Every single wig I own is getting crimped. Every wig
takes forever.
Every wig.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
It takes a long time, but it's worth it.
I'm doing it.
You know what? I used to love a good space bun, but I think I do look. To be fair, I don't do it as much now because I do get red for it. Because I used to always wear space buns. Love a space bun. I don't know what my least favourite one would be. Probably the lip thing that you mentioned.
The Gigi Goodnight mustache.
Because some people can pull it off. Well. Some people do it where it just looks wrong.
That's the thing. Trends, there's certain trends that people will start and it'll look amazing on everyone. Then there's certain things that queens do and people go, oh, that's really good. And then other people do it. It's it doesn't work for their face shape.
Yeah, some of them are quite selective, aren't they?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's a trend doesn't mean everyone has to follow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. But again, I love a good fetish wear. I love a good. To be fair, I like most of them, unless it's it just doesn't work, and I'm for that person's face, and I'm just
yeah.
It would look good on someone else, but maybe not you.
Yeah.
The effort was there.
I'll appreciate the effort, but don't do it again.
I've seen what you've tried to do.
Yeah.
And we are running out of time, but who is your favourite look of the week?
I'm not a big Instagram goer at the moment. I do
about TikTok person or TikTok that you've seen, TikTok trend that you like of the week.
I just say my own look? Can I do my own horn?
Yes.
in the hands?
I mean, we did that.
We did.
We did that. We did that on last week's episode.
Yes, of course we did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you put yourself as Queens of the Week.
We are Queens of the Week. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to toot my
Why
own
not?
and put myself for the hands, because that was
really good.
Oh yeah, that Michelangelo, that was good.
Go find Ivy's TikTok. Well, it's on your TikTok.
It is on my TikTok.
Go find Ivy's Instagram. It is on there, and it is bloody good.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Is that a temporary tattoo?
Someone, I think about 3 people asked if it was temporary tattoo, and I'm like, no.
No, skill bitch. This is fucking skill bitch.
She filmed herself like taking off and being like, see, it's real.
Yeah.
Go back to school, horse.
Yeah.
And last but not least, do you have any final words, any final advice you want to give people? Anything that you want to say to baby queens out there, to
baby
old queens?
Baby queens?
Or old queens?
Old queens. Don't be afraid to move with the times. Like, you are doing what you do now, and that's brilliant. But times will change, and just broaden your mind. Yeah. Keep an open mind.
That's some good solid advice.
Yeah.
That's what we said last week, didn't we, Claudia? We were like, what we're doing now probably might not be classed as drag next week or next year. Or even, you know,
like
we'll just have to wait and see what J.K. Rowling says. Whatever we're doing.
Yeah.
Poisoning children's minds.
But like, it could be like makeup trends or even just behaviors within the queer community. Just don't be afraid to move with it, because then you're just going to look like the petty old bitch who doesn't want to change.
Yeah, that's a good. That's smart. That's really smart.
Move it along, people. Move it along.
Get on the little bandwagon. It's a good place.
Yes.
And do you want to plug anything? Claudia, as well, while we're here? Do you have anything?
What, on camera?
Or just anything to promote. You know what I mean?
Can everyone please tune in next week of Dragopedia with Claudia and Frida?
Oh!
That's what I would like to plug.
Thank you. Yes, please tune in next week. We've got a really good episode next week. Don't know what it is yet.
We do.
Tune next
it's really good.
And we'll tell you how to bleed your radiators in drag.
Oh, should we do a DIY section?
I can tell you how to change the pressure on your boiler.
There you are. See?
Let's totally have a DIY section.
Do you have anything you want to plug? Bearing in mind this is going to be posted like, I don't know when, weeks in advance.
Just you can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff at that Queen Ivy. And I also
send
have
your money.
Yep. My wish list is in my bios. I have a podcast as well, which is starting up for the new year, which is all about Harry Potter, but fan-made things. So it's nothing to do with JK at all. And we just talk about all the fan films, fan fictions, and fan theories that people have within the fandom. Yeah, and
it is good. I have listened to a few episodes.
That's on the Drag Malfoy YouTube page, which hopefully will be on Spotify at some point soon. You just need to get.
We will have a link. We will have a link running across the stage, boys and girls. The stage, I said, across the bottom, boys and girls.
Yes, if you head over to our YouTube, to I'll probably put this on Frida Sapphic YouTube. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah.
But also House of Roach as well. Go and subscribe to House of Roach, because we have fun upcoming shows.
Yeah, we've got a few shows planned. They might already be up by the time this comes out.
Yeah.
But we'll probably be doing more. Yeah.
Always.
I need to talk to you about that, Claudia, as well.
Yeah, not a problem.
But any last wishes before we go?
Last wishes. Oh, just still chasing that £1,000 from the last week, Frida.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I'll get on that.
Still chasing that. That.
Right, fab.
And don't forget to shower. Cleanliness.
Don't forget.
Always wipe front to back.
Always wipe front to back.
Thank you very much, Claudia. I love you very much.
You are most welcome. I love you too, Frida. I love you, Ivy, and it's been so nice speaking to you today.
Love you too.
Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening and all that jazz. Thank you so much for supporting the dolls.
Yes. Is that going to be our name?
The dolls.
Shall we just say that as we leave?
Yeah. What?
We'll do that.
Aye. Okay.
We can say that as we leave every week.
Support the dolls.
Support the dolls.
Support the dolls. See you later. Thank you very much. Tune in next week. Bye.
Bye, mate.
Bye.